Okay, Jason Moomaw, JM on the fly, and we're going to do this series which is very inexpensive but very effective ties. Again, you're going to have to spend some money if you want to start tying or you want to do something like this, but you don't have to spend a lot of money. That's the biggest misconception. Everybody sees what I have, the amount of materials, the amount of all this stuff that I've accumulated over years and years and years, and they're thinking, well, I could never do that. I could never have the materials that he has. You don't need all that, okay? And this is how I'm going to explain this to you in basically quite a few videos I'm going to try and do on this, where we spend hardly any money. Most of the material you can just get, or it's free, or it's, and we're going to spend some time on this because it seemed to be one of the questions that I get all the time as a deterrent. Where the people feel like, well, I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I don't have... Let's just look at what you have, and let's do the best with what you have. And if you could do that, you're going to be very effective and have wonderful flies that are going to catch you a lot of fish. This particular little guy here is a beautiful streamer pattern. In fact, this is right up there with some of the best. And it costs nothing. It is basically... Here, it's made out of saddle, okay? So this is a roost. This was all free from a local farmer, where his rooster died, and I just went and cut off the little chunks of leather and, salted them up and cleaned them up. There's some more. This is all the free stuff that I got. I got more. I got some in bags, which was, just basically ripped off, just plucked because... whatever the situation was with the birds. So, say something to... Everybody's raising chickens now. So, just find somebody who has them and see if you can get some free ones. If not, just buy strung saddle. You could get it anywhere. I would... And another thing is, I'm going to recommend that you buy light colors. White, tans, all the light colors. Just buy that. That's it. You buy that, you're done. I'll tell you why you're done. Because you just simply take... Here's a tan that we basically took a marker and marked the tips and changed the color. It could be a green, it could be a whatever color. There's colors of the rainbow right here. And you could just simply take your white or tans or any of the light colors and just mark them up, and then you have all the colors you want, okay? So let's look at this fly and let's get tying this. But this is really what I'm talking about. When I started tying flies, I was 11 years old, didn't have any money. You don't need to have a whole array. If somebody sees my place now, they think I'm absolutely insane with the amount of material I have. Been accumulated since I was 11 years old. I'm 49 now, so that's just the way it works. But again, and I'm always experimenting, want this and want that, and try it and see how these different materials work, and that's great because that's what but you don't need it anyway to be effective in the fishing part of it. I'm going to zoom in here and we're going to see if we can't get this baby tied. I'm going to try and get a little bit better look on this from the camera. Okay. And center that up a little bit. And look at this guy. Just absolute... I'm going to wet it so you can see how this little guy had fish. Okay, well, what a beautiful looking little fly. I'm just going to spin that baby on there. And that's a beautiful... You got your bulkhead and you got your trailing back to your tails, and that thing will be dancing in the water doing the old hoochie coochie, and beautiful little fly. Let's tie that. This particular one, I like short shank hooks. This one happens to be a size 6 SC15 Gamakatsu, and I do tie all my flies with stainless steel because I take them out back and forth, especially my streamers, from saltwater to freshwater, and I don't have to worry about them corroding. So that's just something that I do. You can do whatever you want. Again, going to start with a regular thread, and it's always how you tie. Okay, it's always how you tie. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our thread, and it's a regular 6/0 thread. You can use almost any thread you want for this pattern. If there was something different, different here, I would let you know. But this is perfectly fine to be. Let's take a couple of these chicken hackles here that I got for free, and these are just basically strung, and these are actually off of a rooster here. I'm just going to take two tips like this, and I'm going to place them one on either side of the hook and try and get a length back of about, maybe 1.5 inches or so, something like that. And I'm going to lash them down to the hook like that. And we're going to work our way to the back of the hook. Try and get that up and out of our road. Tie this into the back of the hook shank like that, and you can see them 2 feathers just sitting there like that. We could just turn them so they're exactly the way we want them, position wise. Wrap underneath to hike them up a little bit and then tie them in like that. I'm just going to come forward just a little bit, and I'm going to take this hackle and I'm going to come back to that base point right there, and I am wrapping this hackle around right at the base, about 3 times or so, and then we're just going to tie it off like that, and we'll just cut that baby off and tie that in onto the shank. Okay, so we have a little bit of a cluster there. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can see it. Let me just poke a couple of these feathers out so you can see what we got. So we got a light little bit of hackle around. I'm going to trim off the top. Okay, trim off the top, and now let's lay. You know what? Let's just lay in the. Yeah, the heck with it. We'll take the same rooster. How about that? The same rooster, or the same free stuff that I got, the rooster. We'll take 2 of them. So this is tied with all material that I got for free. Again, just put a little bit of time into putting it all together. And we're going to lay them 2 feathers together like that. And we're going to lay them right on top the length of this, of our tail. And we're going to cinch that down right there. Okay, lift up, we'll get rid of that. Now we got our tailing feathers. Now it's very important, and this is something that is another little expense, but this goes a long way and is very useful. Fine, small, this is actually a small, but some type of small or brassy or fine wire. Doesn't matter what color. We're using this to strengthen our fly. We're not using this for looks or anything like that. So just make sure that that's a part of your, that should always be a part of your kit. That helps strengthen all these softer feathers that we use in this tie and many other ties. So wire, especially the fine stuff, is going to have to be one of the things on your list. Okay, so again, we had cut those feathers off. Okay, the tips for our first ones off of this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use that marabou plumage that's left here on the bottom. This stuff. I want to cut just above, leaving a little bit of the straight feathers on. And I want to tie that in right here. This is what's going to add the bulk. Tie back, lay that on, and we're just going to, this is what's going to add the bulk to the head portion of the fly. So all we're going to do now is just, we're going to spin this, and I'm going clockwise with my wraps, one after the other. That's 1, 2, 3. And I could just tie that off like that. Coming back up right there. Come and reach in and get that stem. Pull that out. Let's get this tied back a little bit. Just like that. Again, let them fibers go loose. Okay? And you can see the fly right there. Let them fibers go loose. We have to wrap the feathers clockwise. We're going to wrap the wire counterclockwise. That's going to lock in all them loose fibers, and then no trout could pull them out with their teeth as we fish this guy and come back through. And again, this is such an awesome pattern. And just work it right through the don't worry about folding anything down. Just go through it quick and you'll get them. You'll get all them fibers just the way you want them. Come back and catch your wire. We could do 1, 2, and then we're going to fold the whole thing back, even the wire, and we're going to come right over top and work a head back with the wire tied in place. That makes it strong. Afterwards, we could come back and we could just reach in there tight and clip our wire out. Okay? Whip finish, and you're pretty much finished with this fly. Awesome pattern. Adds bulk for the head. Costs absolutely hardly any money in materials, and is stupid effective. Absolutely ridiculously effective. Wet your fingers. Tie that back. Pull that back. You get a little bit of a pin, and let's separate the fibers. You see some of them hold up to either side of the hook. Okay? Just like that. And that right there, look at that guy. That is what we're going to call the saddle streamer. Okay? And that little fly there will catch a lot of fish for 0 money. A lot of fish, no money. Okay? It provides, what does it do for you? You got the bulkhead, you got your beautiful little strand, you got a couple different colors in there representing a minnow fleeing, and that is what we're going to call in the we'll call it the cheap flies. Okay, so in the cheap flies, this is what we're going to call the saddle streamer. Jam on the fly, and I'm out of here.